Hey, everybody, and welcome to another night of Women's World of Fishing Monday Night Takeover. And we've got a good one for you tonight. I am so happy that we were able to snag her. She's actually on the road, so we're actually gonna be bringing her on here in a few minutes as soon as we get everything out to all of the different feeds. So I'm watching that go up. But real quick, Angie, how is it going in Florida?
I am not in Florida yet, and can you hear me okay, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, cool. I am leaving for Florida on Thursday. I was there a week before last and then
Okay.
back. Yeah, so I've been back.
They're back.
Yep, and going back down. So I'm excited to get back down there. It got cold today, so I
Oh, I've
can't
been cold.
wait. Ready for some warm weather after the few hours of cold we had this afternoon.
Right. So you were down there and then you were back in Nashville for a little bit and then you'll be going back down to Florida for a while then.
This one is just we've got the Freedom Boat Club conference next week. So I'm going down a few days early to hang out with some family and then going to Cape Coral for the Freedom Boat Club conference. Then I'll be
Gotcha.
back for a few more weeks and then going back down for a while.
For
So
the rest of the winter.
yeah, and we're hoping to bring the Lance truck camper. That's something we weren't really planning on doing, but I'm like, we have it. We might as well bring it with us. And,
Yeah.
even if places are full, hopefully there'll be cancellations here and there and we can, explore some new areas. So,
You won't be couch hopping. You're going to be like just hopping in the different areas.
right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
Cool.
it'll be fun.
Well, good deal. The do you have any like housekeeping things, to go over or anything like that? I just
Um, just a episode I got coming out tomorrow morning on the Woman Angler and Adventure podcast, an interview I did when I was in Florida this last time with a really amazing female charter captain out of Destin, Florida. So definitely check that out. She's traveled all around the world, and so she has a really cool story. So definitely worth listening to the episode that comes out tomorrow.
Okay, nice. The only thing that I have is that if you are on TikTok, if you go over to TikTok and you look at Runkle's TikTok page, there is a post um, for picking out what reel is going to be given away for their different spinning reels. And the first spinning reel to make it to 250 likes is the one that's going to be given away. So it's not in giveaway mode yet because the crowd is the one that gets to pick which one is given away. So right now the Runkle Titan 2 has a pretty substantial lead. So go over, vote, share it. The quicker it gets to 250 likes, the quicker we can give it away. So everybody go over. Obviously the TikTok screen name is Runkle. So just go over and check that out. And we'll,
RUNCL if you don't know how to spell it.
yep. And, we'll get that, giveaway on as soon as it gets to 250 likes. So, that's really all that I had
I
as of
guess I
right
have
now.
one more thing, and this may come up with in our conversation. I'm not sure, but the LBA schedule was just
Mm,
released yesterday. The first event is still TBA. I kind of have a guess that I'm guessing it may be Texas. I don't know. That's just a hunch I have, but Caddo Lake is on there, which I've never been to Caddo before, so heard a lot about it. And
mhm.
I have been to Bull Shoals. That's the wild card event, so I'm excited to get back to Bull Shoals. However, when I was there, I was walleye fishing,
Yep.
so be hard for me not to walleye fish while I'm there. But and then the championship again on Logan Martin, which it's going to be like this time of year in October, which is, I think, going to be a lot better fishing for us. So I'm excited. Hopefully, I qualify and get to fish that event again and stay at that nice RV park right on the water.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure where the first one's going to be either. Some guesses, but that's all they are.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But oh, and also they had put an announcement out on that um that there is an incentive or a special for new boaters um to where they can get a discount. There's certain rules and guidelines that you have to follow, but if you meet and follow those guidelines, then you can actually get some money off for your entry fees. But you'll have to look at the announcement on the Lady Bass Anglers website to see what you have to do to meet that. But they're trying to, get ladies to to come in as boaters and get them a little incentive to make that transition, so definitely check that out.
Mhm.
So okay, well, I guess we're going to go ahead and bring on Miss Nikki Joe. We actually had her on right after ICAST Cup because she fished with Sherry Jacks from the LBAA, and they did amazing at the tournament there. They got a medal, and so we'll let her tell that story um, a little bit better. So, Nikki, are you good? Okay, let's see if we can get her on. Okay, hey Nikki, we got you on.
Guys.
Hello. Okay, everybody. This is Nikki Jo Hatten. She is a fisherman at heart. She is also we've got to give her credit and many thanks. She is an ER nurse and a travel nurse. So she has been in the thick of it for the past couple of years. And if you watch her on TikTok, she says that they are dead inside, but she's not dead inside. She's all heart.
Only a little dead inside, like 3/4
So
dead
thank
inside.
you for thank you for everything you do, Nikki. You're a sweet pea.
Every now and then. Never.
Well, thanks for taking time out in your travel and making time for us. What Tell us about the iCast, with that cup. Tell us a little bit about that day. Magical.
ICAST was legit. Like, I was kind of excited about it whenever I first signed up to fish the ICAST Cup. But, like, I had never fished South Florida before, so Sherry and I just kind of winged it. And we had no practice. So we just kind of showed up with, like, I think we got a total of maybe 6 hours of practice, whereas other people had been there for, like, a week,
Yeah.
So once we got down there and kind of figured it out and got on some bigger fish, like, to fish something that is on that level and you're fishing with guys on that level, like fishing alongside people like Keith Carson and Shaw Grigsby, like I have chills, man, just talking about it. It was cool. So I already had a fire lit under my ass about wanting to fish like bigger things anyways, but that was just like dumping gas on it.
Right.
So that's whenever I decided, I was like, okay, I mean, I'm going to have to do some changes to make it happen. So I started doing the travel nursing thing, which allows me to kind of pick and choose when I work more or less, and signed up for the opens and all that. So my new boat gets here December, and that'll be the final piece of the puzzle. So we're ready.
So did you say the Bassmaster opens?
Yes, I am signed up for the Bassmaster Opens. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because so I had put in the write up you'd been dropping little hints,
Yes.
on things, as far as you had sold the boat, got a boat, and so you're fishing the Bassmaster Opens. That's amazing.
Yes. We are signed up for the opens, and also I'll be fishing LBAA. I'll fish. I think I can fish 2 of those tournaments because they kind of intertwine with the opens, and I'll also be fishing some MLF stuff that I've been fishing for the last couple of years. But yeah, the opens, that was the goal.
Wow.
So we're gonna try and see how.
Are you still working next year?
Yeah. So
Like,
look, my schedule's ridiculous. I was making it out today. It's gonna be hectic. Like Caddo, I'm gonna have to leave from fishing a tournament for the opens and literally drive straight to Caddo and fish pretty much on no practice and just wing it. Like, I've never been there, but it'll be fine.
That'll be fine.
wow, that is That's not always a bad thing. A lot of people say that they do better when they don't practice and they just go out and just fish without any practice.
I will say that I've done pretty well at some places where I had no practice, like Smith Lake
Yeah.
last year I did pretty well, and I had like 6 hours of practice or something, so
Yes.
not too bad sometimes. But Caddo, I didn't really want to practice Caddo so much for like learning how to fish there, but I'm just worried about like ripping the lower unit off my boat because I heard it's a little sketchy from Sherry.
Yeah, we wasn't it Caddo that we had an angler that hurt her boat there, Angie?
I imagine it was.
I've never fished it, so I don't know. When was the last time LBA fished Caddo?
Well, we have anglers that live on Cato or
Oh.
Caddo. So I thought I could be wrong. I'm not sure, but I know it's a pretty shallow lake and stuff like that. But
That's one of those places where you have to run the channels. That's like 2-lane, really
Right.
small, not
yeah.
stumps.
Yeah, and don't get out of the channel even an inch or yeah. Yeah, that's gotta
You need a sit drive boat there.
that might be if you don't have very long to practice at all, it might be worth just doing the channel run,
Yep.
But that's pretty cool though that you're going to be doing all of that. I mean, there's got to be just a little bit of like nervousness.
I think what makes me more nervous than anything is the amount of like my sponsors and stuff watching me. Like, obviously, I'm probably gonna get my teeth kicked in first year because I'm competing against a lot of pros. So to attempt to not get my teeth kicked in the first year gets me a little nervous because you're competing against guys like Jacob Rosnick and like all these big names, So that's a little scary, but it is what it is. Get the fire going.
But you're ready. I mean, you are. You know
you
what
see
you
guys like Nick LeBrun, like how well they do, and it's just like it's inspirational because you want to be on that level. But I know I've got like years to go before I even like touch that level of expertise. So, but we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn a lot.
I don't know. Maybe the mind is the most powerful thing.
That too.
I mean,
And
getting over the jitters and just go fishing.
that's the Keith Carson said it best to me. He said, "Don't ever give 200%. Only give 100%. Because when you give 100%, you fish normal." I was like, true. Okay, I get that.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. I don't remember who it was, but somebody had said, like, if you can go out and you can catch 5 fish consistently every single day, you can compete on any trail.
Until you get
any conditions, any lake, just it's about the consistency.
part of it. Very, very agreeable. And then Sherry and I are also fishing ICAST again this coming up year, so that's gonna be fun.
Really?
Yes, we
Very
are
cool.
Already planning that one. She's excited. I think she's probably more pumped up about it than I am.
Oh, I would bet. I mean, that was awesome. I was watching the weigh-ins, but I had already missed you guys weighing in.
We weighed in pretty close to the front, I think. But Sherry's good. She needs to fish the opens. Like, she is very good. I told her she better fish as a boater next year. She's a get up there.
I wonder if she will.
I don't know if she needs to though.
Hey, so that was Alyssa Johnson. She said, "I won a classic on Caddo, but I smacked a channel marker, and Penny McCurdy totaled her boat last year. That's her home lake." So that's what that was.
On the trolling a lot.
Oh no. Oh, Alyssa, I'm sorry. That sucks. Well, and it really sucks for Penny as she totaled her boat. And I guess Penny doesn't live on that lake, or maybe she does. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's pretty scary, to get in the position where you actually total your boat.
Yeah, for sure.
Take a John boat with a jet drive for that term.
That wouldn't be the worst idea. Doesn't matter what you fish out of, they all come in the boat the same way.
True. I had somebody
Well,
say I keep my aluminum boat for that reason, but I was like, I have thought about it. I have thought about keeping it and converting it, but it's not out completely.
yeah. So what has your like how long have you been fishing? Where did you get your start?
I started fishing when I was probably like 4 or 5 years old, just like playing around with my grandma. She would so we had this pond down the road from our house. It was walking distance, and we called it like
Yeah.
Pop Pond. It's my great granddad's pond. And if I helped her, I lived with my grandma when I was a little kid. And if I helped her around the house, helped her in the garden and stuff, I would get rewarded by getting to go fish Pop's pond. She's like, "You do good. You help me, and we'll go down here and
Aw.
fish." So that was like my motive. If I help her, I will get to go fish at Pop's pond. So we go broom fishing. Obviously, you get like cane poles and stuff. But I was fishing with my little cane pole one day, and I caught one of those sucker fish. You know what I'm talking about, like the big lamprey-looking things. It was huge, and it about broke the pole and dragged me in the water. My grandma was freaking out. She's like, "Oh my God, let it go!" And I was like, "No, it's mine." So that got me all fired up that there was bigger things than brim. And then she started letting me use like one of her Zebcos and watch them bill dance, and I became like unhealthy obsessed with that. So started doing that, and then whenever I saw Bill dance, I'd want to do at Pop's Pond, which is like, it's not a big pond, like you could take a paddle boat around in it, it's not big. So I started doing that, and I remember very specifically one day he was throwing a 1/4 ounce bullet weight with a culprit 7.5 inch June bug, little ribbon tail worm. And I was like, I need this ribbon tail worm. I need this exact worm with this exact setup, and I will catch fish because that is what he is doing. He's catching bass with this. So my grandma like took me to Walmart because I'd done well helping her. She let me get a little pack of worms, my little bullet weights. I did. I caught fish on that thing, and I was like, I learned a thing. There's different ways you can fish other than crickets. So that kind of just started it off, and I stayed like unhealthy obsessed with watching Bill Dance and Roland Martin and all those guys whenever I was a little kid. Like we had to be home at 3:50. I think it came on at like 3:15 or something. So we had to be home from whatever we were doing at that time because that's all I wanted to do is just watch that, you know. So my grandma was like, "It's okay if you miss one episode." I was like, "No, it's not." So just kind of started from there, and I always fished, but I kind of like got out of how much I was into it for a couple of years, just college and everything else. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, got back into it. Clayton and I both fished, and he was like, "We should fish a tournament." I was like, "Man, I haven't bass fished in forever. That'd be fun." So we started fishing little local stuff, which immediately like re-sparked the whole thing, and I was like, I have to do this again. So here
and
I am.
again and again and again and more, and now it's getting really expensive and
It pretty well took over whenever we lived in Florida, and I started fishing MLF in Alabama, and everything I needed to practice for was like 5-6 hours away. And one day we were sitting around talking, and I was like, I am so sick of driving this far away to practice. And he was like, "Well, you found a job up there, we'll just move." I was like, "Okay." 2 weeks later, I'd found a job, bought a house. So we moved for the spotted bass, and now I have no regrets because I have learned a lot living up here. So
that's pretty ballsy, but awesome.
well, I like I said, I love it because like the place we were at in Florida, it wasn't like cool fishing Florida. It was like the Panhandle where there was nothing really good to fish, and you could win a tournament weighing like 7 or 8 pounds. You know, it's just like there was nothing going on. So
Where I live, they win with 5.5, and I'm not kidding.
I would move.
Yeah, I know it, and it really is tough, and it does make a difference. Like, I always tell people, I'm like, you don't understand how proud I am when I hold up like a 2.5, 3 pounder. I'm like, I love you.
And because of that, I still get hyped every time I catch something over 2 pounds because I don't take it for granted. So
Yeah.
up here, like living on Coosa River, we have like these giant spotted bass and everything. And so to live somewhere like this, I still get like super excited to go because I've only been living up here for like 2 years. So if I'm off work and I get to go hit like Lake Jordan or something, and I catch anything over 2 or 3, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like,
Yeah, never take it for granted.
I could still be at home catching little 12-inch fish all day. So yes, I like it a lot.
Whatever, Nikki Joe.
Alyssa's asking, what boat did you order?
That is a secret.
It's a secret.
I'll be making some videos about that reveal once I get it, but it's real fancy. I will just say that.
All right.
Okay, well, just give us a hint.
It is a lot bigger than the one that I got, and it has a 250 on it. That's all you're getting.
Ooh.
Give us the main color.
The color?
I'm big on colors.
Well, I will say that the color won't matter too much because it'll be wrapped as soon as pretty much maybe like a couple weeks after I get it. That's already lined up and everything. So it's gonna be.
Are they on the screen right now? Oh, come on. Give them a shout out if they're on the screen. I'm going to go with...
all I'm going to say is it's a company I've been with for a long time, like since my start pretty much, and they've taken good care of me in the past, and it's going to be legit, and it might be themed after Star Wars a little bit too. So it's going to be nice.
Can't wait to see it.
You're not getting a point away. I don't care.
I don't know. I'm guessing. I mean, it would just make sense to me. Like, I mean,
it's one of the companies I originally signed on with, like, before anybody too well, like, knew who I was or anything. And they've consistently taken care of me, and they stepped up for this. Which I appreciate them very, very much. They have taken a lot of time with me to begin with. So for them to invest this much in me and be like, we think you're going to do well for our company and for yourself and blah blah blah, like
I'm going to say I looked at this company today and I found them by your TikTok. So actually this will go for all of your sponsors if any of them are watching, because you have the link on your TikTok that links to a page that has all of them. And so I was looking. Huh?
I just made that thing. It's handy. That little link thing.
It really is. I'm actually going to set one up. I thought it was really cool. But so I went to their website, and because I had not heard of them, and I'm totally going to be getting some stuff. I think that they are amazing. I really like how they have so many different choices. I really like that.
They make very, 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 very good stuff, and they're fairly new on the market for that particular thing. So I think give it a couple of years, they'll be just as big as some of these bigger ones that you see around.
But I'm going to say it's them or All In Tackle.
All In Tackle, I love those guys too. Mr. Randy and Miss Patty have been great to me, and if they're watching this, I love them. And I will absolutely be representing them at ICAST next year.
Yeah, I think it's either American Bait Works or All In Tackle. So
you never know.
So anyway, that's what I'm saying. If I'm right on either one of those, then I'm just right. I get a free pack of baits from both of them if I'm right.
Y'all see that little guy right there? I just happened to notice he was chilling behind me. That's what I need.
Several.
Some big ends back there. Nice little background.
I saw that big old catfish.
Yeah, there's a lot of those too. There's some hybrids down there in the bottom staring at me.
What city are you in right now?
Give me a second to think. Baton Rouge, I think. I think I'm in Baton Rouge.
Okay. You're like, I don't know. Well, I'm super, super excited for you. I mean, like I said, I see your videos and stuff, and, let me tell everybody, she has got some monsters that she catches, and, she's gonna surprise a lot of people. A lot of people.
That's the plan. I am pretty determined to be pretty serious with it and put the time in there. Like, you can't really replace time on the water with anything else. So
I
I
agree.
pretty well plan on making it a full-time job. I mean, I'm going to keep working full-time as well, but to be that level of dedicated. So I
Yeah.
am super excited. I don't know if y'all looked at the Bassmaster Opens lineup for this coming up year, but there are some good places. And the first one we start out at is Lake Toho, which is where iCast is. So I'm going back to Lake. So
I have a contact on Lake Toho if you want to contact.
Toho, I'm excited about Toho this time because so during iCast they won't let you go to the other parts of the chain at Kissimmee. So for the opens, the whole Kissimmee chain is open. You can lock to wherever. So you got way more options than just being stuck in West Toho. You can go to East Toho. You can go to Kissimmee chain. Like you can go, or like Kissimmee, you can go to all those places. So and it'd be so nice to have a boat there in less than 2 hours.
Dang. I know a guy on there that the actual Toho is his home waters. So he's, come to think of it, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he ends up going through the other, you know what I mean? Like you just said that you're able to like lock through though. I don't know that he actually stays on Toho.
I'm excited because like last time I was really wanting to run south and like you couldn't, you had to stay, which you don't really have enough time anyways because it's only a 4-hour tournament for I guess. But this time it being I think it's like a total of 10 hours of fishing time. You got plenty of time to make runs, so gets me excited.
So you're going as a boater for the Bassmaster Opens, right?
Yep.
And how do you feel about the draws and co-anglers? Because we've talked about that a lot on this channel about how boaters, feel with co-anglers and
I have no problem with it. Like as long as you're good with etiquette and everything and respectful, I don't care. And I've never really had a co that was a pain. Like generally speaking, it's not a bad deal. I mean, as long as they're not trying to cast up in front of me. And I try to put my position in my boat and everything where they can fish as well. Because like I fished the back of the boat for years. Like you pay money to fish, so I don't want to like put them out of catching fish. So
right.
I mean, and I like the random draw. You get to meet all kind of people.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think like a lot of the things that we've heard on here, and I know Angie, like you've even mentioned it too, like just if the co-angler doesn't catch fish, like there's, like you feel bad because you didn't put them on fish, and stuff like that. Or do you go into the tournament? Are you going to go into the tournament like, I don't want to say stressed about it, but kind of worried about it? Like you're almost fishing for two of you, locating fish for two of you.
I mean, I prefer my co to catch fish because one that says I put them on fish, like I was around fish. I will say most of my co's have cashed chicks. I might not have, but my co's always do really well. So yeah, I do think about that. Like I want them to do well just as much as I want myself to do well.
Right.
So, I do think about that. I wouldn't say it like stresses me out, but I like to see them catch fish. Now, if they start like wearing me out from the back of the boat to get a little bit concerned,
that seems to actually be the general consensus. There's like that line where it's like, yeah, I want them to do good, like I want to be that angler where they're happy to draw, but damn, they better not beat me.
Yup. But a lot of times, the back of the boat, they're going to be finesse fishing and stuff as opposed to front of the boat power fishing because they're trying to catch things on the backside or whatever I'm fishing. Like, so they do end up catching more fish sometimes just because they're, like I said, they're finesse fishing and stuff. But it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. Like I want them to catch fish genuinely.
Right. And no stressors about bathroom breaks on the boat and stuff like that.
Nope. I cannot tell you the last time I took a bathroom break while fishing a tournament.
Really?
Nope, sure don't. I go into like hibernation mode on the bladder. Nope, never do.
Now, Nikki Joe, you are a nurse.
If I die,
that ain't gonna last forever.
I'll have to get one of those. What are they called? The shiwis, like the thing you use to pee off the side of the boat as a female. I'll get one of those. Worst case.
I think people on the LBAA did that for 1 year, and nobody has one now.
I just hold it. Like, I don't eat while I'm fishing. I don't snack or anything because like I just power fish the whole day. So generally speaking, I don't really think about having to pee because I'm like too wound up. I'll stay hydrated. Like, I don't chug water, but I stay hydrated enough to function. And if it's hot, I'll drink more. But never have had a problem with it so far. But I also haven't had kids. So it's
well, that's true. Wait until you fish with the LBAA.
Can you pull over?
No, nobody will ask you to pull over.
They'll just piss off the side or the back of the boat.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, oh yeah. And you could be in the middle of the lake with the bridge right there and boats over here and everybody a bucket over the side of the boat. We don't care.
I do plan on LBA. Like I said, I can't make all of them. I'll be fishing I think it's Caddo and the one in Arkansas I can make, but I can't make the other ones because they interfere with bass. But those two I will make, as far as I know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you out there.
It's going to be a good time. I'm more excited about the Arkansas one because I don't fear ripping the lower unit off my boat as much.
I've been on that lake before, and yeah, I love Bull Shoals. Can't wait to get back there.
I'd like to go up there and just check it out way before then, just like if I'm off work for a week or something, just to kind of play, but scope it out.
I heard this was a couple of years ago, and it was one of the men's tournaments, and I'm pretty sure it was a spring tournament, and he's like, you can go up and down the bank and chuck any crankbait you want and you're gonna catch fish. So that's what I heard about Bull Shoals, but that's all I know about it. I've never fished it either.
Yeah. I'd like I said, I'd like to go up there and just kind of check it out. Caddo, I'm assuming it's probably a lot of cypress stuff, flipping.
That's
and
what I've seen.
Which I'm down for that. Cause being from Florida, that's pretty much all we have is flipping cypress trees. So
yeah,
I like flipping and punching.
But do you mostly like to crank and stuff like that as your?
The more I get into this, the more I like to be offshore and fish. My new boat's gonna have active target on there. I'm pretty hyped about that. I like a crankbait probably more than I should. A lot.
Why?
I love crankbaits. Oh my god, I could throw.
Crankbaits are awesome.
Yes, but I think they're just kind of versatile, and you can use them in current. You can use them just kind of wherever. It's a good summer bait. It's a good winter bait. So if I have a fluke or a crankbait, I'm pretty good. Also like jigs a lot. Like a good jig.
I hate a jig.
What? Get off! I'm hanging up.
You should like that I hate a jig in case I ever compete against you. Then you'll be, if you're catching them on a jig, you'll be like, I know I'm beating Barbara. I will. I don't throw a jig.
Jigs catch weight. Like that is a thing. You might not get a lot of bites, but you're not probably going to catch a lot of dinks. Like jigs are kind of like frogs. You catch tanks. Probably my top 5 biggest fish ever all came off of jigs. So.
Do you like tweak your jigs and do all little things with them to customize them? And
I don't do a lot of things. I mean, I trim up the weed guard, and I got certain trailers I like for certain colors, but that's pretty much it.
What's your favorite bait? Number 1. You can have one bait for the rest of your life. What are you throwing?
It would either be a 1/2 ounce finesse jig or a deep diving crankbait. I don't know. One of those two. Definitely one of those two. Probably the 1/2 ounce finesse jig. So I can use that kind of more places. I love them.
Interesting. I guess that makes sense. I think a lot of people would probably say a jig.
You can use them in current. You can use them flipping. You can do all kind of stuff with them. So
Okay, well, then what if once you lose that one bait, you never get it again and you're just done fishing forever? A jig you're going to lose in your first day. That's why I hate them, is because you lose them all the time.
depends on what you're throwing them on, though. Like, it depends on where I'm at. That thing might be tied on like 50-pound braid, 60-pound braid.
Yeah, I
So-
guess that's true. We have a lot of wood. Yeah, we have a lot of wood. I guess that's why we get hung up all the time.
Yeah, I like if I'm throwing around a lot of timber and stuff, I usually use 20-pound fluoro and just keep it moving. Like I swim them a lot and I let
Yeah.
them swim along, so not too bad about getting hung up. But it just also depends on like what skirt are you using, how long are you letting it sit, are you fishing it with current, are you fishing it without current? So
Will you fish all winter long, or
yes,
are you pretty
don't
much?
stop.
You will.
If I am
Does
on water,
does it get cold where you are, or do you have mild
it gets like
winters?
20s, but it's like wet 20s, so it feels like colder than that to me. But I'm from Florida, so I'm always cold unless it's like 89 degrees. So I was
Huh.
bundled up like that kid from the Christmas story.
See,
I
all of
don't
the
blame you.
places around us like freeze, because like I don't live by a big lake, so we have like these little impoundments that like freeze over, and so
And
it's uh, you're like, why are you living there?
can't do it. I like to fish 24 or 20 or 12 months out of the year. Like I know a lot of these guys up north and everything, they have like their winter season. They have to do ice fishing and all that. No, I
Yeah.
I want all year.
Yeah, I don't understand the ice fishing either.
And now down
But
here where I'm at, it actually like spotted bass fire up when it gets cold. So you catch some weight once it starts to get cold down here. And the one person I know that catches more weight than anybody when it gets cold is Sherry. Sherry's like a master of cold weather.
really,
Yeah, she get her talking about cold weather fishing for spotted bass. She gets all kind of excited like a little kid.
and I definitely I'm envious of you guys that do live further south and have that extended season, you know, because it would be nice to have a longer season, you know, because you won't have tournaments during this time, right? Your tournaments, what?
Local stuff. Oh yeah. I mean, did you see last year
You know what? I'm hanging up. This is over. Good night, everybody.
last year when Keith Carson won the Open on for Bassmaster on Lay Lake, it was like freezing cold outside. Yes. Now, given it was a reschedule because of COVID or whatever, but yeah, tournaments, especially like local stuff, go on all year, all year.
Huh. Well then. Here, I'll talk to that lady behind you. She's probably not mean like you.
I love it though. Like down here, cold weather also it kind of clears out the lake because like your pontoons are gone, your ski boats are gone. You got only the
Yeah.
bass, so it's nice.
Yeah. Nope. Ours are already done. I mean, I honestly, like, I haven't fished a tournament since the last LBAA one, but they finished the regular seasons up here a couple of weeks ago. Like, just, and
Yep.
actually, we've had a really warm, really warm fall, like the unseasonably warm, but typically we're done in October, you know.
I would cry. Oh my goodness. Now, where I'm from in Florida, like in the wintertime, the water all blows out because it's all tidal. But up here, like the lakes all stay. I mean, they drop some lakes like Martin Smith, other places they drop them down to winter pool, but they're still fishable. But Coosa River does not. So Lay Lake, Jordan, Mitchell, all those that I fish all the time stay like normal. It's good. It's good.
Well, I do still have my striper trip, which is by far the best trip, the most fun. It's topwater striper at Lake Cumberland when they're, I mean, schooling hundreds, thousands at a time. You know, that's my video on YouTube that always gets the most views. So I still have that for this year, and that could save my entire year. But otherwise, this year was just a wash.
For a lot of people, though, like I had a crap year too. Don't feel bad. This is like the worst year I ever fished. It was pitiful. Everybody's like, "You're gonna go to the opens and you sucked this year." I was like, "Yep." It's just, but
No.
striper fishing down here gets fired up too. Like the whole topwater thing you were just talking about. But the spots do that. So you'll be fishing for stripe. Like you'll see stripe blowing up and everything, but those spots will mix in there with them and they'll get up underneath them. You fish long enough, you'll hook into a 4-pound spot in the midst of those hybrids, and then it's insane.
Yeah, and those 4-pound spots would fight just as hard. You know, that's awesome.
I said I love them.
So you would really rather have a 4-pound spot than what? A 7-pound largemouth, 6-pound largemouth?
Yeah. Yes. Spots are like they're like the difference between like a guy who's worked in an office all of his life and works out sometimes versus like some dude that's been in prison working out for 10 years. Like spots are insane.
You should put that on a fishing shirt. Like seriously, and like sell that, because that is
great muscle. Like they stay in current, kill and shed. Like they don't lay up by a stump like largemouth waiting on something to kind of cruise their way. Like no, they are
that's true. Largemouth are super duper lazy.
Yep. Spots are, that's why you'll catch a spot and you'll be like, bring it to the boat and you'll see other spots behind them like attacking them too. Like they're just mean.
Yeah. Yeah, the season, I mean, this year has gone by so fast. It's hard to believe that we're going to be coming upon, you know, Thanksgiving and then Christmas. And when Angie and I were like at this point last year, because our memories just came up for Truman, and the winter went by so fast, and it was like, boom, we were in Texas. So you're going to be kicking your season off like in no time, Nikki Joe. Yeah. And then you're pretty much like, once you start, you're nonstop.
Yeah. I have several tournaments that I'll like leave one area, drive straight to another one, like 2 weeks straight, just go. So yes, it is going to be tiring, to say the least.
Well, and you've got such like a high pressured job. Like, does that concern you at all? Because it's not like you have, you know, a desk job where you could just like, you know, like fall asleep. I mean,
I kind of thrive on the fact that my job's a little chaotic, though. I don't know if it's because I got like ADD or something or what, but I kind of like if I get to work and it's a little bit of a mess, just like I don't know, I just function well in it.
So when you do the travel nursing, are you going to emergency rooms or people's houses?
I am in ER right now.
So you are going
their ER contract until August of next year at this particular hospital. So, yep. Well,
so it's not like you can do research on lakes and stuff like that at work.
No, I'm running pretty much the entire shift. Like my 12-hour shift, I'm pretty well go from clock in to clock out. But that's how I kind of, like I said, just kind of function well in it.
So what are you going to do this winter to kind of prepare for next year? Because once you start, I mean, it's going to be hard to prepare.
I like that whole "fake it till you make it" saying.
I've heard that a lot.
I am going to wing it for some of these tournaments. Until then, I'm just going to research while I can, and I'm going to practice certain techniques on my bodies of water that I have access to in the meantime. Get a little more familiar with certain patterns and things in preparation. So maybe do a little scouting in between some of these places.
Gotcha. Well, I'm blown away by, you know, everything that you have committed to. I think it's amazing. I'm totally rooting for you. It's going to work out for you.
Well, I appreciate it. We're trying to make it happen. Hopefully, in the next 5 years, I'm just doing this full time. That's all I have to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is that the main goal? Is within 5 years to be fishing full time?
Yes.
And that's it?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're writing it down.
What year is it again? 21?
It's 20.
Better hurry.
It's 21. So this time in 26, we're going to do this again. And then in 27, no ERs for Nikki Joe.
Maybe a PRN job, work 1 day a month. I would be okay with that, just to keep it on the back burner and worked hard for this license.
Well, there you go. Oh, well, thank you, for taking the time out and everything. And, I expect some videos to be dropping on hinting about this boat.
Look, I'm also haven't announced that I'm in the process of probably going to set up a studio where my boat's going to be at and everything. So I'll be doing tackle tip videos with super high quality tackle tip videos and more time into videos. I know I've been busy as crap here lately working and whatnot, but I'm about to put a little bit more time into the whole video process.
For which platform?
I'm going to try to get more YouTube stuff going because I only do YouTube right now. So I'm going to expand to YouTube and keep doing the TikTok things, share that to Instagram, just a little bit of everything. Also, I'm in the process of started filming a show with American Bait Works that's going to be on the Outdoor Network, I do believe. So that's going to be pretty cool.
I knew it. Nikki,
busy.
You know what? That is amazing. I'm so happy for you. You really do deserve it. You really do. I mean, I see your videos out there and you are, just smiling and happy, and it lights you up, and that's what you're meant to do.
Well, thank you. We're going to keep trying. And even if I didn't have social media, I'd still be out here every day. I'm off on the water.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, social media, it's part of what we all do, but it's also, it's a means to a lot of other things, so.
And I mean, nowadays, that's what all these companies are looking at, is your social media platform for how does it benefit them, blah, 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 So, I mean, that's part of what I do, but the day that I do not enjoy doing this is the day I will turn it all off and just fish. I like to make videos.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, I mean, nowadays you can't even hardly get discounts on baits without social media. I mean, it's, it has to be a mutual thing. And, you've made some good decisions. I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
And can you think of anything else, Angie?
No, just excited to see you out on the LBA tournaments, and maybe I'll fish iCast this year. That would be, or next year. That would be awesome. I kind of missed out this past year, so can kind of plan ahead a little bit more and maybe make that happen. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I forgot about that too, because I didn't even know that was going to be an option until the end of the year. So I'm going to have to look into that too. But that's way too far away to plan for me. Right. So, okay, well, I guess we'll go ahead and cut it off here for tonight. And, if anything comes up or changes, Nikki, you keep us in the loop, and we're going to be cheering you on.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
No problem. Everybody, I will make sure that Nikki Joe's social media is going to be in the links when this posts up tomorrow. I'll put it in there so you guys can check her out. And we will see you guys on the next show. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks, Nikki.
Good night. Thanks, Nikki.
Bye.
See you guys later.
See ya.
See ya, Angie. Bye-bye.
See ya. Good night.